Hey, there you are. I thought I'd find you here. That's about the cheesiest opener I could think of. So yeah, I think on this one we're just gonna break it down and just figure what's really going on. Analyze your life. Are you stressed, and why are you stressed? Do you need to be stressed? Let's see. Let's figure it out together.
This is a Lazy Teacher Podcast.
Welcome back to the Lazy Teacher Podcast. My name is Brian Pulowski. This is episode 59, Shooting the Breeze. That's an interesting figure of speech. Some interesting figurative language. I don't really know where it comes from now that I think about it. I know shooting the breeze is just like talking, so maybe the breeze would be your voice, the air coming out of your mouth. I'm not entirely sure about that. But anyways, that's what this episode is going to be all about, just shooting the breeze. To be very honest, most episodes, I put a whole lot of research into it. A lot of time goes into the development of every episode. Before I even turn on the camera and record the mic, I've easily put in at least an hour or two of research and practice. I probably go over what I want to talk about 5 or 6 times. I just try and make the very absolute best episode I possibly can. That said, it's kind of nice every once in a while to just shoot from the hip. Hey, there's another figurative language for you. Shoot from the hip. I'm pretty sure that comes from Westerns, cowboys. They draw their gun and then, bam, point and shoot at it. I think if you're shooting from the hip, you're just quickly drawing and shooting directly from your hip without even thinking. That's some figurative language for you for all the numerous students that might be listening right now. But anyways, it's kind of nice. It's kind of nice to make an episode and just talk. Sometimes I just don't get a chance to do that because I really want to put a whole lot of work into making everything as absolutely best I can for you. But I also do enjoy just talking and like laying out what's going on in life and my thoughts on some certain things. And there's a lot going on right now. I'm noticing that I think it's a little early for this to be happening, but it seems to me that a lot of students are just super crazy right now, my class included. But all around campus, it just seems like kids are just kind of like not out of control, besides themselves. You typically see this as it gets closer to summer. I guess it is kind of getting closer to spring break, so maybe they're feeling that. We've had a lot of like super cold days, and okay, now granted, I'm sure I shouldn't be talking much because in California, we don't have the horrendous cold weather that the rest of you guys might be experiencing. But for California, it's been very cold. It's been freezing many mornings when I get up and go to the gym. We've been getting a whole lot of rain, which is great. I live in a desert region, so by definition, deserts just get not a whole lot of precipitation. We actually have been getting a lot, which is great. But it means the kids are inside, or they don't go to school, or they're sick, or they're this or they're that. And so it's just kind of a crazy time right now. And 2 of my 4 kids have, what do you call it? I think like ski week or something, which is interesting because again, living in a desert region, we don't have snow, but about an hour away from the mountains. So anyways, they still call it ski week. So yeah, 2 of my kids are going to into a national park with their mom, and pretty rad. So anyways, excited about that. I wish spring break was upon us. I am quite ready. Very ready, in fact, but whatever. I guess that's going on. Let's see. What else do I have? Oh, it's pretty awesome. So our district is really pushing robotics at the elementary, middle school, and high school level. And I took on the lead for that to be the robotics coach for my school. And it was a little bit uncertain to be frank with you. What was the expectation? What were we doing? What type of robotics did the district want to see us produce? What were we using? Long story short, I won't bore you with it. You can ask me if you want some more details, but it turns out we're using these things called Lego Mindstorms. They're the EV3s, newer models, and they're rad. So if you could picture, robotics is basically anything that's automated. So I have a robotics club, and these kids are just diving into it headfirst and loving it. And they're coding and building these robots that can accomplish a certain task. So maybe I'll say, okay, here's a cube. I want your robot to go out and push the cube 6 inches, pick it up, turn it around, and then flip it over, or whatever the case is. And the students are learning how to code the robot to do it autonomously. I believe that's the word. Where basically they code it on their iPad, and then they send the code to the robot and they push go, and the robot has to do it. So it's not necessarily remote control. And what's neat about this is we're doing this through something called First Lego League, where we can compete against other schools. And when you enroll in First Lego League, you get a competition mat and a table, and everyone has the exact same missions, as they call it, to complete with their robot. So it's pretty rad. So my kids are going to learn how to code their robots to accomplish these specific missions. Being that it's mid-February or whatever it is, it's too late in the season for true competition. The First Lego League competition season has already ended, but it's neat because I just got my robotics club going. My students are all about it, and we're going to get to practice all year. And then it's only for 4th and 5th graders. And my 4th graders, they can try out again. And if they try out, they can be on the club next year. And then we're really going to enter into these First Lego League competitions. So if you're interested in it as a teacher, it's pretty awesome. And robotics is very easy to take on. I'd be happy to give you any advice that I can. I'm kind of new to this, but I'm certainly loving it. And I know your students would like it. So maybe something to look into at your school if you want. Like I said, they're Lego Mindstorms. They're the EV3s. Overwhelming? Yes, they're overwhelming at first to look at it, but essentially it's quick to learn. And what I haven't learned, my students have they've almost surpassed my knowledge in it. So it is pretty neat because they just take it on. And I've gotten a lot of, hey, Mr. P, I don't know how to do this. I'll be like, I don't either. But I bet you could figure it out. And when you do me a favor, can you teach me how to do it too? And my kids love that. They love that because it's let's you take control of your academics and education. And you teach yourself, and they're motivated because they want to do it. So I love that. So look into robotics if you can. I don't know if your school has the money for it. I couldn't even tell you how much a kit is. I would imagine they're in the hundreds for just one kit, but it's worth it. And my kids are loving it. So that we got robotics going on right now, coming up on spring break, and conferences. Oh my gosh. So students are out all the time because they're sick. I can't even tell you the last time I had 100% attendance in my class. It's very, very weird and rare because I just don't get that very much. Typically the kids come, but anyways, a lot of kids are out, flu season, whatever they want to call it. But a lot of teachers are out too, not just for being sick, but tons and tons of conferences. In fact, I have a conference coming up this week on Thursday and Friday. I'm going out to a conference called, CalPERD. Maybe I'm saying that wrong. Everything's an acronym in education, but it's I believe it's CAHPERD, CalPERD. Basically, it's for PE coaches, PE teachers, and just teachers that are involved in physical fitness. And so I've kind of taken the lead myself, and a friend of mine at the school have taken on the lead as the PE gurus or PE people at our school. And so I get to go to a conference. I'm very excited about that. It's about an hour and a half away, and I'm going to learn a whole ton of useful information to bring back to my school as far as PE and really push on that because, as you guys know, I'm a huge advocate for personal health and healthy body, healthy mind type of attitude. And so I'm really hoping to get some ideas on that. If I could vent for a moment, I don't know that it's the students so much that are not into PE. It's really the teachers. It's the teachers that don't want to go out and I hope you're not one of those teachers. And if you are, I urge you to really look into the research on it and take some time and get your kids out there, because it's not just free play time, but it's beneficial for activating their mind and healthy body. Oh gosh, all this stuff that I always talk about. So get out there, and I'm really hoping that the conference is going to be about that, because it's not how to motivate kids to want to go to PE. It's more of how to motivate teachers, at least in the elementary level, to get their kids out to PE and see the benefit of it. I mean, there's research that shows you're physically active, you get your mind going, and then you're gonna produce better in class on assessments. You're gonna be able to focus more. I've noticed that for years since going to the gym in the morning. I feel better. If I don't go to the gym, I feel sluggish. It takes me hours and hours at work until I really feel like, at my optimal level. Whereas if I go to the gym in the morning, I'm going. I already got blood flow. I've got everything working. Everything's firing off, and it's perfect. So excited about that. We got the PE conference coming up that Thursday, Friday. Actually, I think it's Saturday too. So that's okay. I don't mind giving up a day on my weekend for that. And then I have another conference coming up later. So just busy. A lot of students out of school, like I said, a lot of teachers out of school. I guess it's that time of the year. Can you guys relate to that? It just seems like sometimes there's an ebb and flow of, constantly at school or constantly out of the classroom. And it seems lately it's been a lot of out of the classroom. Maybe you guys can relate to that. If you have, let me know. Maybe we can talk about that. But that's kind of what's going on right now. Not a whole lot more in education. Personal life, I got a ton going on, but we could save that for another episode. But yeah, guys, I mean that's just about it. Just busy year. Looking forward to my spring break. Take some getting a nice week off. Maybe you guys have 2 weeks. We have 1 week in my district. Yeah, take a little time off and relax. Getting through the year. This year's flying by. Oh, I saw a funny meme. I saw a really funny meme on social media. And now that I think about it, I can't remember it. Something to do with February. It was like, this school year is flown by, but Fridays, oh gosh, how pathetic is this? I tell you all about a great meme and I can't even remember it. Something to the fact of this school year's flying by, but February's taking its sweet time. Fill in the blank with the missing word. I don't know. I probably should have thought of what the meme was before I said it, but like I said, we're shooting from the hip. Oh boy. Hey, coming up soon, I'm going to do an episode on the studio update. I don't know if you can see it, but basically it's coming along great, and I'll show you guys the rest coming up. It looks great. I'm super excited on it, and it sounds great in here, and I'm very excited. So anyways, that's it, guys. That's really all I got for this episode. If you're listening to the show on any of the number of podcasts, please rate the show, review the show. That really helps us out. If you listen to other podcasts, any other amateur podcasts like us, we're not making money on this. We're just doing it for the hobby of it and the enjoyment of it, and getting the feedback from you guys. So if you take that extra moment to rate our shows and review our shows, like my friend Ryan at Classroom Brew, it makes a huge difference as far as our ratings and popularity and showing up when people search teaching or education and they're looking for a good show. It bumps us up on that list. So if we have higher ratings and higher reviews and comments, that helps us out tremendously. So, just looking out for all of us indie amateur podcasts. So check out Classroom Brew. He's a good friend of mine. He puts out a quality product. I love his show, and he also could use some ratings and comments. If you're watching the show on YouTube, thank you so much. I'm going to say this in every episode because that's really where my push is going to go, is YouTube. I really want to bump this into way more than just an audio. I think the visual aspect of it, I think I have a lot more to do with that. I have some guests that I'm going to be coming in. I've talked to Mr. Granati, if you remember from episode probably 40 something, maybe 49. was Thomas Granati. So he's gonna come in. A friend of mine, Sam Sayers, she has a rad business she's going to come in. We're just going to talk education. Got a lot of plans. Shows are just going to keep getting better and better. I appreciate your support. Like I was saying about YouTube, if you guys drop into YouTube and please subscribe and comment, it helps the show tremendously, and I really appreciate it very much. So thank you from the bottom of my heart from all your support. I love it very much. You want a sticker? Ask me. I got plenty of them. I'll send them out to you. And this, my friends, is what you call the tail end of the show. I hope you got what you came for. See ya!